What's up, y'all? It's Jasmine J here with an episode of CCGO. We are at Strategically Social, and we are so excited to be here and talk to everyone and see what's going on. So right now we have a special guest. Let us know who you are and what brought you here to this event.
I am Malachi Easley, owner of Omari Photo. Omari Photo on socials. Omari Photo. It's all one word. That's all socials, right? Yeah. But what brought me here was I'm doing photography for the event. Strategically Social. It's a dope event. It's her first event, I think, and I'm just glad to be here.
Me too. So why do you think networking events and events like this is important?
I think stuff like this is very important in the time that we are now, because you can socially network, but like once you DM someone, you gotta actually see them in person and have that conversation and really connect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
we call that the power of being in the room, connecting and really getting on that level with them. Yeah,
for sure. I definitely think that's really important, because like a lot of us will hide behind like our phones and be like, all right, cool, I like your work. They'll like something, but we aren't able to really connect, like work together, because we don't see each other in person.
So speaking of connections, how do you connect with your clients through the camera?
The way I connect with my clients through the camera, my slogan is your vision through my lens.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's my slogan. So like I figure out what you want to convey through your photos and I create that. And my main thing about doing photography is I always say like it freezes time. Like, so like
catch that moment.
Yeah, I love capturing moments. If you go to my Instagram, I just did one with a company, and like you feel like you're there in the room with that company while they were having their little event. But I think photography is all about like freezing time, capturing moments, creating timeless memories.
Yes, for sure. So being that you are a photographer and you probably do events like this often.
Yeah, for sure.
What is your favorite thing about shooting these type of events?
Don't make me choose.
So give me two top things that you really love about doing networking events.
Meeting new people, for sure.
For sure.
And then I like to, after I finish the event, go back and look at the photos and see like, wow, we really captured the room. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
And do you think that photographers should maximize on all their opportunities when they do events, period? Should, like, every time you do a shoot, should that be a networking event, or it just depends?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
First impression is like, you know, the most important impression.
Right.
So if you got a new client, a new lead on, if you got a new client, you got a new lead on Instagram, and then you meet them in person, have your shoot, that is a networking event between you and that person.
Right.
So it had to be multiple people. It could be two people for a networking event. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So like if I go shoot a couple who's been inquiring about me, they go, first of all, people do their research.
Yes, when they do.
When they do photography, a lot of people, the industry is super saturated.
Yeah.
So like they're going to go with you because of who they think you are, your personality, your quality of work, and the experience they have with the photographer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's a networking event.
Okay, so I'm big on the youth. What's one thing that you would tell a young woman or a young man that's looking into starting a photography business? What would be your advice to them?
Starting photography, learn your craft for sure, in depth.
Yeah,
because people will test you, especially in these times, because a lot of people shoot.
For sure.
So learn your craft. Secondly, learn the business aspect of it. If you want to make money from it, which most people do now,
right,
learn the business aspect, because you'll be a great photographer, know how to shoot, but won't know how to do business.
Right.
And in this day and time, you gotta know how to do business with people.
For sure.
So, and then thirdly, I would say, make sure you're having fun. Make sure you're having fun. If you're not having fun with it, it's not, you won't produce your best work.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that's what I would tell the youth for sure.
So that was great advice to the youth. Shout out to you for that. So I have one last question. It's gonna be a fun question. So when you're living your dream life, what kind of car will you drive?
See, don't make me choose.
Decisions.
My dream life, what kind of car would I drive? Hey, because it's a lot of them. I don't want to just choose one.
What would be one car that's in your fleet?
Okay, all right. Car in my fleet. Lamborghini yours. The truck. The Lamborghini.
Easy.
Yeah. A little something I can put my photography equipment in the back and I can speed. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. So thank you for coming by, interviewing with us here at CC Network on CCGO, and tell them where they can find you.
Omari Photo on socials. OMA. It's my close up. Omari Photo on socials. OMARI. That's what it's simple. Y'all find me on socials, man. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all.
All right, there you have it. Thank you. What's up, y'all? We here with another interview. So if you could please introduce yourself and tell us what brought you here to this event today.
Yes, my name is Darell Norris. I'm the CEO of Fresh Tech Solutions. I came out here just to, expand my network and get my marketing game up. Just try to learn some tips and tricks.
Okay. So do you often go to events like this?
Always. Actually, I own a networking company as well. We have a networking events every Thursday at 10 a.m.
I love that. So tell us a little bit more about your business and the impact it has on our community.
Yes, so Fresh Tech Solutions is a tech firm specializing in mobile app development. We also do web design, branding, pitch deck development. As far as the community, we like to turn dreams to reality. So I say every day it's kind of like Shark Tank. We get these ideas that call in. We create their pitch decks, try to get them funded so they can get the app developed.
Okay, and so how long you been doing this?
For myself, about 7 years. Before that, I was a software engineer for a technology firm.
So what are two things that you really love about the work that you do and the impact that it has?
The number one thing is like seeing those dreams come to reality. So seeing that person's vision come to fruition when they actually get that app developed. It's just it's a beautiful thing to see those people dreams come true and know that we made it happen.
So do you think that most businesses should have apps, or do you think that it just depends on what they do?
I think every single person needs an app. So no, but there's some certain apps that have better use cases for certain businesses. It's all about what you're doing in your business. We try to digitize people's processes depending on what they're already doing to make it make sense.
Okay, so do you have a team that works with you?
Yes, that was actually my biggest mistake in business, trying to do this on my own for 2 years, and I failed ridiculously. But now I got the dream team, and it's about 7 of us on the core team, and we have a couple of developers as well.
You know what? I'm really glad you mentioned that and was very transparent about that, because I think having a team is the most important thing. You can only go so far by yourself, so to have a team there with you is just beautiful. So shout out to you and the Fab 7.
Definitely.
So I'm really big on the youth. So any young tech kids out there, what's your advice to them?
Don't be afraid of technology. I know it's kind of intimidating. A lot of people think it's all code. You can be in technology and not be a coder. I do love developing, but you don't have to go that route. We have a event we throw yearly called Fresh Seeds. It's like, we call it Baby Shark Tank.
Oh, I love that.
The Shark Tank for the kids.
I love that. We do at the network, we do a summer podcast camp for kids, and just to see them soak up their knowledge and everything that they can learn and put together within 2 weeks was amazing. So shout out to y'all for doing that. So I have one more question, and it's a fun question. So when you're living the dream life that you want to live, what kind of car will you drive?
A Jeep. The same one I got right now. It ain't going nowhere.
So tell the people where they can contact you.
You contact me at all social media platforms at Fresh Tech Solutions. Solutions has a Z on the end instead of an S because we're a little bit cooler than everybody else.
I love that.
So yes, Fresh Tech Solutions on all platforms.
All righty. Thank you for stopping by and interviewing with me.
Thank you for having me.
Here we are with another interview. So if you can please tell us who you are and what brought you here to Strategically Social.
My name is Mika, and I came to meet other amazing entrepreneurs. And I just love to network, so that's why I'm here.
Okay, so what do you do?
I'm a baker. I own Crown Cakery, and I provided the desserts for today.
Oh, shout out to you for the desserts, for sure. So how long have you been doing that?
I started baking in 2016.
Wow, so you a OG bake.
I know a little bit.
I know that's right. So what's one of your favorite things about baking?
It's peaceful, and I just love the reactions of people that eat the desserts. I just love to see them enjoy it.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, like, what impact do you feel like your baking has on the community?
I believe that desserts bring people together, and so it's always easy to talk over desserts, cupcakes, cookies, things like that. So I just love to do it for one of those reasons as well.
So what inspired you to get started with baking?
To be honest, it was God, because I never said, I just want to be a baker when I grow up. It was just a thought that happened, and then I just ran with it.
I know that's right. God did his big one with that one, for sure. So I heard you say you love networking. So tell me, why do you think networking events and networking period is so important for entrepreneurs?
I believe that social media has us spoiled.
Yeah.
And so it's always good to see a face and meet a face versus just trying to connect with everybody on Instagram and Facebook all the time. I am a people person, so if I can see you, smile at you, hug you, shake your hand, I'm more comfortable that way than trying to get you to understand who I am through DM message.
I love that. That answer was so perfect, y'all. And she did not practice that before it was done. So tell me one thing that you've had to overcome in your journey of entrepreneurship.
One thing I had to overcome, I'm not a shy person, so that wouldn't be a thing. Okay, so one thing is really doubting my gift. In comparison, it's easy to compare yourself to another person. So I had to overcome that and just kind of know that my lane is my lane.
I was just going to say that. So for the people who out there who may experience the same thing as far as comparing themselves to others, what would be your advice to them?
Get out of your own head.
For sure.
And stop looking so much at what other people are doing and just believe that your craft is enough.
I love that. So I'm really big on the youth. So for all our little bakers out there that's aspiring to do this, what is your advice to them?
Just don't stop and don't quit. I actually have Crown Cakery and Crown Cakery Kids. And so I do kids parties and I do kids one-on-one classes as well. So I love to incorporate the babies that want to learn how to bake.
That's excellent. So if you'll do us a favor, look right there in the camera and tell them where they can reach you if they want to taste your goods.
Okay, so again, my name is Sharmika Lewis, y'all, and you can reach me at Crown Cakery on Instagram and Facebook. Crown Cakery and Crown Cakery Kids.
Hey, y'all, it's Jasmine J back with another interview. So I'm so happy to have you come join me for this interview. If you can introduce yourself and what brought you here to Strategically Social.
So what brought me to Strategically, well, first of all, my name is Lisa. I am the owner of Grace to Clean Services. What brought me here is learning more about the marketplace, learning how to produce myself, how to put myself out there in the world of marketing, how to get clientele, how to speak with people, what would I need to do to brand my service.
So how did you find out about this event?
So I found out through this event through the owner of Strategically. She told me about it, and I was ready to go full force in. I've known her now for about 4 or 5 years, and so, yeah.
Okay, so tell me, why do you think events like this, networking and being in a place to connect with people, why do you think events like this is important?
So these type of events are important because a lot of people do not know how to network. They don't know how to do the marketing thing. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that are just stuck in one spot. And so these become really important in order to move to the next process. But not only that, you also have the community. So you'll learn how to reach out to the community, how to socialize, how to chat, how to even do what we're doing now, how to do an interview and not be afraid to do that. So these type of things are important for those reasons.
So let's talk about your business. So tell me, what impact does your business have on the community?
So as far as my business, as far as cleaning, there's a lot of people. First, you have the people that are in the work world. So a lot of times what I found nowadays, a lot of times people don't have time to even clean their own homes. You're busy. You're doing school. You're doing work. You're doing ministry. You're going, and there's no time. So a lot of times it's easier for me to come in and clean. And also as far as the community, when it comes to like a lot of these elder people, they just don't have the time or the strength to get it done. So that's where I come in. And my goal is with my business is to be able to hopefully give the elderly a discount in order to get that done.
I love that. I really do. So tell me, in impacting the community, the elderly community to be specific, how does that make you feel as the business owner?
How does impacting the community?
So your services and when people receive your services and are satisfied with them, what type of impact does that have on you?
Right. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
That just makes me feel like, first of all, I've done it for God.
Yes. Amen.
You know, for them to be able to get a service. Because a lot of times the truth of the matter is a lot of elderly people just don't have the means. They don't have the help. I myself, I take care of my elderly father. So I know what it's like. I know what it's like to walk into a home and it's completely destroyed. And not by anything that they've done necessarily, but because of the mind frame or a mindset. So for me, it's being able to go in and get it done and get the job done for them. And not just only that, I don't just go in and just per se clean a house. I'm led by the Holy Spirit to speak to everybody throughout that house. So it's not just going in and thinking, oh, she's just cleaning. No. It's greater than a clean.
I love that. I really do. So can you look in that camera and tell people how they can reach you if they want to purchase your services?
So you could reach me at 832-689-6035. You could also reach me at email CIERAMOM1 You could also reach me on Facebook.
So I have a fun question, my last question for you. If you had to pick one emoji to describe your personality, what would it be?
One emoji to describe my personality? I would probably pick the heart emoji.
Oh, I love that. Sending all the love out there. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by and interviewing with CC Network.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
So please introduce yourself and tell us what brought you here to Strategically Social today.
So my name is Michaela Ellis, and I am a Christian blogger. And what brought me here today is that I actually know Morgan from our community at church.
I love it.
And so being able to be here is not only me being able to support her as a part of my community, but it's also me being able to really grow in the place of connection and grow the community with the community that I already have.
Okay, I love that. It's all about connections for sure. So tell me about Christian blogging. So how long you been doing it, and what is that experience like for you?
So I actually just got into Christian blogging, but I've actually been a writer for years. I've always written poems. I've always written different things like prophecies and things like that as it pertains to God. But now I'm really starting to dig into the place of blogging, and with the blog that I have, it's called Dear Intercessor.
Okay.
That blog really is specific in catering to the praying person. It's specific in catering to the person that's trying to learn how to build up their prayer life, trying to learn how to start a prayer life even, or even those that have been praying for years, but they feel as if they're at like a standstill in their prayer life.
I love how you know exactly who the blog is for, because it's very important to be intentional about your target audience and who you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
So how did you go from being a writer to actually wanting to do biblical blogging?
So it really started when I got saved. A lot of the things that I do write for Dear Intercessor, they're things that come from the place of prayer, as in when I'm praying, when I'm with God in my own alone time, and He'll give me things to share with other people, because the biggest thing about Dear Intercessor is letting people know that you are not by yourself.
For sure.
Because intercessors, we carry, a lot of weight, or even standing in that place, standing in the gap.
Yeah.
You carry a lot of weight. But to create a community and a space and a place where people know that there are other people that are struggling with their insecurities of prayer, they're struggling with their insecurities of, this is the right thing to say, Lord? Am I, deep enough in prayer, things like that, to know that they have a place where they can just come and just receive. Yeah. It's the biggest thing.
I love that. So I'm really big on the youth, right? So to all our young people out there, what would be your advice to them as far as connecting spiritually and getting that guidance?
My biggest advice would be, so one of the most beautiful things about the thing of prayer is that it's literally, the most simple definition of it is communicating and talking to God. And so if I had to tell a young person or give them some advice on how to start that journey, it would be just start talking to God.
I love that. Oh, I love that. So I have one more question for you before we wrap up. So if you had to pick an emoji to describe your personality or your business, your writing, what emoji would that be?
It would, I actually, so there's an emoji, and I use it quite a bit when I'm texting, and I also use it a lot when I'm posting. And it's the emoji, not the praying hands, but it's a person that's kneeling all the way down.
Oh, I know about that emoji.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Well, I love that. if you could do me a favor, look right in the camera and tell the people how they can reach you.
So you guys can find me on social media at Michaela Maddie Cambridge Ellis on Facebook. Instagram, you can find me at Michaela Maddie. TikTok, again, Michaela Maddie. And you can also follow my blog at www.dearintercessor.com.
I love that. Thank you for stopping by and interviewing with us at CC Network.
Thank you for having me.
Hey guys, you already know it's Jasmine J here, back with another beautiful soul. So if you could please look at the camera, introduce yourself, and tell us what brought you here to strategically social.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia Bursar. I am the owner of LaShawn's Luxury Experience, your local event designing and planning company out here in Houston, Texas. I came out to the event today just to honestly just put myself out there, to be honest, just to rip the Band-Aid off.
I love that.
Being a small business owner, my event designing part of my business has only been in business technically for a full year.
Okay.
Before that, I was making chocolate covered strawberries and things like that. And I just recently decided to expand it to a whole event thing.
Oh, I love that.
And I can honestly tell you the market, I don't want to say it's overly saturated because there's not multiple versions of the meat. There's only one version of meat.
There you go.
So, you know, running into different people who do the same thing can be very, very discouraging. Very discouraging. Especially if you see that they have made so much progress and things like that in your same field. It can be very discouraging. So, just like I was just telling someone a while ago, if I'm not at an event that I'm personally doing or going to an event like this, I'm taking some type of course or I'm going to different workshops to meet different people, to learn about different things and stuff like that, and just putting myself in front of people to start those conversations, to build those connections. And like how Morgan was saying, building that community up. So where it's like, you know, you may not need me now. You might not even need me in 6 months. Might not even need me in a year. But there is maybe going to be a time to where, hey, I remember I met that girl, you know, Tanisha at the event. She does events and things like that. I have an event coming up. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Let me go ahead and contact her just to do things like that.
I love that. I love that because that's what it's all about at Community Cultivation Network. We're definitely big on community and connecting with others. So you talked a lot in the beginning about just like how you meet other people that do event planning and things like that. So what is your take on collaboration?
So I do them all the time, to be completely honest with you. I'm a part of a social networking group. I'm not for sure if you're familiar with it, but it's called Houston Millennial.
Okay.
They do events. Yeah, they do events, you know, like all the time. So the first event that I ever went to that they had, it was kind of like a sponsorship. So like the chocolate covered strawberries and the pretzels and things like that. And I kind of just set up like my own little area and I collab with them on that. I've done collaborations with different people as well, done different events, different type of things. Like my first networking event I did last September was a modeling networking event.
Okay.
I don't have no experience in modeling, but the person I collabed with, he was an actual model and the upcoming realtor. So we just kind of just put our brains together as far as that. I did the treat table for everybody, as well as I had complimentary champagne for everyone to kind of mingle, take pictures and things like that. And it went really, really well. So I'm big on collaborations because I just look at it as you can't make money unless you spend money.
I love it.
And you have to take away something from each opportunity. But even if I decided, you know, to sponsor an event, okay, how can I make money for this?
Exactly.
Can I talk to this many people? Can I generate this many leads? Can I, you know, get myself out there? Because if you don't do anything, you're wasting your time and your money. You could stay at home.
I love that.
To be honest.
Absolutely. That is so true. So let me ask you this. I'm real big on the youth. So for all of our young girls and young boys out there that may be interested in getting in event planning, what is your advice to them?
Just do it.
I love that.
Just do it. You have to take the initiative. You have to start the conversation. You have to start somewhere. Even if you feel like it's silly, or like, for example, my big sister, she also does event planning. And we've done collaborations with each other from time to time, but, you know, my business is my business, her business is her business. So it's like, it can be intimidating, but everybody is not you. Just because y'all do the same thing, y'all technically don't, because how you do things is different how the other person might touch on things different than how the other person does.
For sure.
So I would just say, just go ahead and do it.
I love that. And I would like to add to that about just showing up for yourself, because you're right. There are a lot of different businesses that are out there that's kind of provide the same services that you provide. But if you show up for yourself and being authentic in everything that you do, what you bring to the table is special. You know, and you have to always recognize that within yourself if you want others to recognize that, for sure. So I have one fun question before we end this. When you're living your dream life, what kind of car will you be driving?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm currently living.
I know that's right.
And the car that I have now, my car's name is Eugene.
Okay,
So I'm pretty sure my friends and family watch this. They're going to be laughing so hard because Eugene, we've been through everything. The trials, tribulations. The weapons have been prospering. I'm not going to lie to you. When it comes to Eugene, the weapons have prospered. But that's my baby. We've been through it all. And I thank God every day for my car because I know how hard it is to not have a car.
Yep.
But my dream car, in a sense, would have to be like a G-Wagon.
Okay.
If a G-Wagon or like a Land Rover, just because I like how they look. It looks very classic.
Yep.
And very luxury type of feel. But at the end of the day, if I had to rock with Eugene, I'm Eugene it is. Eugene it is. You're going to ride to the wheel falls.
I love that. So if you do me a favor, look at the camera and tell them where they can find you on social media to connect with you and your business.
Okay, so my business Instagram is LaShawn's Luxury. It's LaShawn's Luxury. And my personal Instagram is just that C Baby. It's just where I post a lot of lifestyle content as well as business content, just to kind of mix the two.
All righty. Well, I want to thank you. It's been a pleasure. So thank you for stopping by and interviewing with CC Network.
Thank y'all so much.
So if you could please tell us your name, what you do, and what brought you here to Strategically Social.
So my name is Sydney, and my business is called The Chemist Curator. And what brought me here is to be able to learn strategic ways to social and connect with people and different ideas that maybe I may have not thought about with my business since I am an upstart. So,
okay, I love that. So tell us about your business and what impact does it have on the community?
So my business is catered to like beauty entrepreneurs, anybody that wants to create their own product. So kind of like my tagline is to stay creative and leave the science to me.
Oh, I love that.
So what made me come up with that tagline is because I came across a lot of people who desire to make their own hair care products, skin, maybe some different types of items. And then I was kind of like, okay, what's stopping you from doing that? And they're like, I just don't know how to formulate. I don't know how to do this and that. And I started going to school for it. And so then I'm like, okay, I started to see the need. If I can offer a solution by making their products and them staying creative, like, okay, I want to do this, but them not worrying about the stress of having to figure all of the other things out.
I love that. I love that. So tell me, for your clients or the people that you connect with, what is the experience that you want them to have when working with you?
To be stress-free.
I love
to be stress-free, to feel like there's no limits, because I feel like sometimes when you have an idea, you feel limited because you don't know everything. And so to be able to offer that part of the process where like you don't have to know it, all you have to do is tell me what you want. I'll formulate different options for you so that you can try it and you let me know what do you like and don't like, and I can adjust.
Okay. So how currently right now, how do you make content, and what are some challenges that you've had to overcome to be able to create content for your target audience?
So I am terrible at creating content, and that's something I'm really trying to work on. But I think for me, it's just it's so time consuming.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to figure out, okay, like what should I make to kind of reel them in? And so like, especially because I have two parts of my business where I help them, but I also help girls as well to learn how to make their own products. And so kind of just trying to show them like, what can I do? And kind of like writing down ideas of different things that I want to showcase that I can do for them so that they can,
Well, definitely being at CC Network, we do social media management content. We do all media content and event production for small business owners and creators. Okay. Now, one thing I would like to share with you is that having a plan, like you say, some kind of ideas of type of content you want to create. So writing that out and then maximizing on all opportunities like you do right now. Yeah, this is content you can always reshare. And just showing up as yourself, because what people want to connect with on social media, there are 1,000 people that do the same thing that everyone else does.
Right.
What they want to do is connect with who you are and what your values are and why you're doing it. So definitely, as long as that's showcased in your content, it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
So because you talked about girls, and I'm really big on the youth, what is your advice to the young girls out there that want to get started in the beauty industry?
My advice is to them there's no limits to your creativity. Like whatever you want to do, you can go after and you can do it. And you literally have everything at the access of your hands, you know. So you have the internet, you have Instagram, you have YouTube. There's some type of resources you can find to get started. And then from there, you'll find your way to where you need to go.
I love that. So if you'll do me a favor, you'll look right there in the camera and tell people how they can connect with you.
So you can connect with me on Instagram at The Chemist Curator, CURATOR. And you can also connect to my other personal Instagram, which is __Sydney, SYDDDNEEE. So it's 3 Ds and 3 E's.
I love that. So I have one fun question before you go. If you had to pick an emoji to describe your business, what would it be?
Describe my business is like a lotion bottle.
I love that.
It's like something beautiful. Yeah.
Alrighty, well, it was a pleasure interviewing you, and thank you for stopping here with CC Network.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. So I have another beautiful soul right here with me at the Strategically Social event. So if you could please introduce yourself, what it is you do, and what brought you here to this event.
My name is Brianna Nicole. You guys can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and all of that. So what I do is I have a podcast. It's called Let's Talk About It. I am also an author out on Amazon right now called Divinely Me. And that story is really just a devotional. And it's really just 21 days of encouragement, 21 days of understanding who you are and your value. And so I wrote that and I trickled in a little bit of my story.
Yeah.
Part 2 will be coming out soon.
I love that.
To be determined. Amen.
Yeah. So what inspired you to share your story?
My past and seeing the struggles and seeing my sisters. Honestly, seeing like them going through their trauma and their struggles and everything. And I'm just like, listen, I'm not the only one going through this. Maybe I can help someone. Maybe my story could be what I would call that person's survival guide on how to navigate and healthily get through their emotions and understand like you're valued, you're loved, and you're supported, and you're needed. Your presence is needed. Because for a long time, I was bullied when I was young.
Okay.
For a long time, I did not know who I was. For a long time, my value became that of someone else.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I didn't love me. And so I was like, okay, I can't deal with that anymore. Because if I can't love me, then how can anyone else love me the way that I deserve? So that inspired me, and that pushed me to be like, hey, I got to get myself out of this pit. And so in order for me to do that, I put pen to paper. Right there.
I love that. I really love that. And I love that you can be transparent and sharing your story, because that's what becomes so impactful. And I tell people all the time, that's just what podcasting is. It's just storytelling in a way that you can share, you know, what you have to share. So what are some challenges that you've had to overcome to get to where you are now in your business?
Honestly, overcoming being perfect and perfectionism. There was a time where I felt like everything just has to be perfect. And if it didn't, then I would just stop. I've had to overcome doubt and a lot of insecurity, because what if they don't like it? What if they don't want to listen to what I have to say, you know? And so in order for me to overcome that, I had to really sit with myself and really deal with the past. I had to really evaluate, okay, why did I go through that? What triggered me? What happened? And then just get past it. Because at the end of the day, the only way to go forward is to continue to go. You can't just sit in that same space, because nothing's going to change if you're staying where you are, you know?
For sure. So tell me this. Why do you feel like events like Strategically Social, why do you feel like events like this is very important?
It's very important to build connection, build community, to kind of another way to get yourself out of your comfort zone, you know, to kind of put yourself out there, brand yourself. Not only that, but just to build connection with people. You can't get to where you are. You can't thrive in your business if you don't connect with people. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
For sure.
Connection is important. Community, unity is important. God made us to be together and in harmony and in unity.
Yes, he did.
We can't do that separately. I mean, he created Adam and Eve. He said, hey, you need to help me.
Yeah.
I'm here to help you elevate to that vision that I gave you, to help build the thing that I gave you. So,
Sure. Okay, so I have a fun question before we wrap up this interview. If you had to pick an emoji to describe your business, what emoji would it be?
a smile.
Oh, I love
with
that.
the big one.
The big, huge smile. Yeah. All the love out there to the community. So if you could look right there in the camera and tell them how they can reach you if they wanted to connect with you.
You can reach me at Facebook on Brianna Patton. You can reach me on Instagram at _MMWB_. And you can also follow my podcast. It's everywhere on Apple, Spotify. And also you can reach my book. It is on Amazon and on my website at BriannaNicole.org.
Well, shout out to you, Brianna Nicole, for stopping by CC Network and just giving us a little bit of your light. I appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
Back with another beautiful soul. So if you can introduce yourself, what it is you do, and what brought you here to Strategically Social today.
Hey, man. So is this the camera right here? All right. So my name is Questy Dreams. My wife and I run a business together. We work in fintech. So we aim to educate, especially young millennials, about how money works and help them find specific solutions, right? A lot of times to avoid some of the mistakes that were made prior to them, but help them create a better path for their future.
Shout out to you and your wife for such beautiful work. What inspired y'all to start this business?
Personal story, right? So especially going to college and thinking that college was the way to a better life, the way to freedom, right? A lot of people are seeking financial freedom but don't have the proper means to get there, a proper path to get there. And we can see just from people who work 30, 40, 50 years, they haven't achieved financial freedom, right? So it's not a matter of, go to college and get good grades and get a good job. Like that's a played out model. That doesn't work anymore. And people need a new pathway and people need new opportunities to actually live their dream life, right? So that was my story. And when I found a way, I chose to help others find a way as well.
So what is the biggest impact that you would wish for your business to have on the community?
I identify myself as Black first, even though everybody needs financial help, but I'm Black first. And I know just based on the statistics and what I've seen through my experience that nobody's going to save us.
Yeah.
Right. So we got to save each other. We got to save ourselves. And most importantly, we got to pay it forward.
I love that. So what do you think about events like this? Why do you think networking events and events where you can connect with people, why are they so important?
Oh, man, we got to get outside, y'all. We got the pandemic is over.
Right? Over.
It's time to get outside and get back on our plan, right? It's time to get back to work. And I believe that these opportunities are so important because Houston is a beautiful city and there are some beautiful people in Houston. I feel like we are making a new culture, making a new wave, and it's time for us to go outside and make our voices heard,
for sure,
and to take advantage of these opportunities.
I definitely agree. At Community Cultivation Network, that's what we're all about, growing a community. We're a one-stop shop for creators and small business owners, and we're doing something new here in Houston.
Yeah.
We hope that what we bring here changes the southern regions, Texas and all the neighboring states, but Houston first, he talks about taking care of your local community.
Amen.
So shout out to that. So I have one more question before we wrap it up. Right. All the young people out there, because I'm really big on the youth, what would be your advice to them to tap into their creativity, and if they want to build a business, to do that?
Yeah, I would say dare to be different, right? As corny, as cheesy as that might sound, dare to be different, right? Because there is a plan that's laid out for a lot of us, and a lot of times that plan is not in our best interest, right? I'm a firm believer that school is not designed to free people, but to encapsulate them. I want to say enslave them, right? And I don't know who they're going out to, but I don't believe that school is designed to create entrepreneurs, to create thinkers and dreamers and people who have the courage to fly. I believe school is designed to clip our wings and get us very used to living a mediocre life. Yeah. Right. And so I'm really challenging all the youth that are watching this, and even parents that are watching this that have children, give them the opportunity to spread their wings. And even for the parents, for the older individuals, as long as you have breath in your body, as long as you have the heartbeat in your heart, you have an opportunity to create a new life, to create a new chapter in your life. And I believe that's what's required for us to really change the world and change the culture. You got to be different.
Couldn't have said it any better. So one fun question. One question, I'll let you go.
Get it.
What emoji describes you and your wife's business?
Oh, the money emoji.
Of course.
Right? the money emoji, and it's like 7 of them. Just pick one.
Yeah.
Any of the money emojis you can attach to Alignment Agency because we're going to get it done.
Love that. If you look right there in the camera, tell them how they can reach you if they want to connect with you.
Absolutely. Again, my name is Questy Dreams. You can reach me at Questy.dreams, at KWESI.dreams. You can find my wife on social media as well. She always changes her name. I think it's Mecca Millie or something like that, right? But you can find me at KWESI.dreams. If you need any help financially, we got your back. Reach out.
I love that. Make sure y'all reach out. We want to thank you for stopping by and having an interview with CC Network. It was a pleasure. Back with another beautiful soul. I'm going to let her introduce herself, who you are, what you do, and what brought you to this wonderful event.
First of all, I love you, lady.
I love you too.
Love you. My name is Melissa Bridges, and I am a videographer / content creator and storyteller, and my business is called Mel B Productions.
So what brought you here to Strategically Social?
So what brought me here today is, I know it sounds cliche, but I really did need to network, and I needed to be around a community that was aligned with who I am. It honestly gives me energy. So I wanted to be around entrepreneurs. I wanted to be around creatives.
Yeah.
And also people that are just like-minded. We learned about the word integrity, that people are just aligned with your values. So I literally came here for that.
So I know you, so we've been around and been connecting at events. So why are these type of events so important for what we do?
From a personal standpoint or business?
All of it, girl.
Okay.
All of it, for sure.
Okay, we'll start with business.
Okay.
So we also, what we just learned today or relearned is that you need 7 points of touches in order for someone to really buy into what you're selling. I think sometimes we focus on that from a social media standpoint, but people need to see you in real life 7 times.
Yep. So get out there.
Yes.
Go outside.
Yes. So I think that really it helps you as far as business-wise, people literally putting your personality to your brand. A lot of people have to buy into you before they buy into what you're selling.
So they touch into your brand identity.
Yes, ma'am. In the physical form.
I love that. And so personally, why are these events important for Black women?
Oh, okay. So they're important to Black women. For us, is because a lot of times we do, okay, I'm gonna get a little candid. I think that we tend to tell the same story in our head that we're alone.
Yeah.
And I think some of that is true. I think 2 things can be true at the same time.
For sure. I agree.
Yes. So I think there's a lot of times where in our previous season that we were alone.
Yeah.
And I think if you do not come to these events, you'll still replay that in your mind. Like, oh, I'm the only one going through this in my business or personally.
Yeah.
I'm the only one having this experience. And not to say that that's not true. You know, like
right.
You are the only one maybe sometimes working on your content.
Yeah.
You are the only one that sometimes is making all the decisions.
Right.
That's a true statement.
Yep.
But there's also something that's true is this event is going on this Saturday. That's true. There's also something true that you may see a familiar face.
Yep.
That's true too.
That's true.
So I think...
And a community to connect with.
Yes, ma'am. So I think it's very important for Black women to like change that
way of thinking
in your mind.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's all about mindset for sure. Because I always talk about showing up for yourself. Once you look in that mirror and make up in your mind, this is what I'm going to do. And you know for sure God has aligned you in that position. There is absolutely nothing out there that can stop you. Everything is a step towards where God is leading you, you know, and you have to be strategic and you have to have a strong mindset to know I can overcome anything.
Yes.
Okay, I had a little trio there, so I got caught up in the mouth.
We haven't seen each other in a while, y'all.
Right. So let's get into it about your business. You know, what impact do you want your business to have on the community?
I really want people to be able to tell their story authentically.
Yes.
I want people, honestly, I want my business to see the keen details. I think a lot of times as business owners or even at events, everyone is really impressed by the finished product, the glamorous bite.
Yep.
They're not always with you on the journey.
Exactly.
And I think as entrepreneurs, you're too busy always doing.
Yep.
You got to do all the time.
Yep.
And so a lot of times it's hard for you to capture those moments as you're in live time as they're happening or to put together your story. So that's the impact B Production has. I want you to feel confident about your story. I want you to be proud of your story.
Sure.
I want you to, really look at yourself in live time and say like, man, look how far I've grown, or look how far I can go. So I want to be able to have that kind of impact.
Okay. Well, I got a 2-part question. So it's the first quarter of 2024. So what is one challenge that you've had to overcome already in the first 3 months of this year? And what is one thing you're looking to accomplish in the rest of 2024?
Challenge number one is actually let's see. That I had to with my son.
Yeah, it's like, it's all good. Look.
Okay.
So one challenge you've had to overcome in this first quarter.
Honestly, I feel like belief. I started off really with my boots to the ground.
Yeah.
And now I want to mature that. And so what I have had the challenge is adding order to my motion.
Yep, girl. You talking with people to say.
So adding order, I think it's one thing to have motion and people see you doing the things, right? But having order, I think a lot of times when you start, I'm talking about me, when I started boots to the ground, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I had to just show up and hustle.
Yep.
Now I want to add order to that. I want to add
processes.
Ma'am,
I love that. So once you do that, what are some things you're looking to accomplish for the rest of this year?
So for the rest of this year, once order is structured, implemented, and it's more smoother, I want to attract more of my ideal clients that have more of a clear vision.
Yeah. They know what they
want. And we can develop along the way, but you primarily know what you want. That's one of my goals, is to get more clients that are more aligned. And also, too, to get my name more out there. Yes. In the Houston community. And also, I want to be bi-coastals.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I got 2 quick questions for you. One is, I'm really big on the youth. So what would be your advice to a young girl out there who wants to get started in videography? Let's start there.
Okay. If you are young and want to get into videography, you can absolutely do it.
Yes, you can, girl. You can do it.
You can do it. Just honestly, and use what you have. I think a lot of times we don't use what we have. And when you are young and you are childlike, you can use what you have. People don't mind even teaching you. You don't get a lot of no's.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You
can build that confidence at a young age,
because people don't really want to say no to kids. It make them feel bad.
Yeah.
So an adult, they figure out you're an adult, you can hit a lift.
Right.
Start now, and use what you have, and really just build that belief in yourself. Use your youth, use your energy for what you want.
I love that. So my quick fun question before we wrap up this interview: when you are living your dream life, or if you're living your dream life right now, what kind of car will you be driving?
Good question.
I do this one.
I feel you. Wow, my dream car.
Yeah.
Do I have a specific? Okay. I'll say it. I really want to drive a Porsche.
I know that's right.
Okay, with the driver's side.
Y'all hear it first. She will be driving a Porsche.
I'll be driving a Porsche.
The white words. I know what's like. What inside seats gonna look like?
Ooh, I want butter. I want pecan.
I know that's right.
The pecan.
Hell yeah, I love that. So I want to thank you, Melissa girl, for stopping by and interviewing with us at CC Network. And yeah, it's been a pleasure as always.
Always, yes.